This is a CBS News special report. I'm Norah O'Donnell in Washington. Good morning. On this cold winter day, the nation is saying a final farewell to our 39th president, Jimmy Carter. A motorcade is about to take Carter's casket from the Capitol to the National Cathedral, and that's where his state funeral will begin 1 hour from now at 10 Eastern. Mr. Carter has lain in state in the Capitol Rotunda since Tuesday evening. Thousands of mourners passed by his casket to pay final respects. Carter died on the last Sunday of December at the age of 100 years old. State funerals began nearly 1 week ago with this casket passing through his hometown of Plains, Georgia, his boyhood farm, then onto the Georgia State Capitol. Then the former president laid in repose at the Carter Center in Atlanta. This was a long-standing request of the Carters in order to include the team that supported their work for peace and human rights. More than 4 decades, the Carter Center has done that work. 2 days ago, the 39th president arrived in the nation's capital one last time. His casket flew aboard a plane from the presidential fleet, and they dubbed it Special Air Mission 39 because he's the 39th president. There was an elegant and carefully planned funeral procession with a stop at the U.S. Navy Memorial to honor Carter's military career and then a service at the Capitol. And today, the cathedral will play host to yet another U.S. president's funeral. I must tell you, the National Cathedral, it has so much presidential history. Theodore Roosevelt helped lay the foundation stone in 1907, and George H.W. Bush oversaw the placement of the final stone atop the towers in 1990. It has hosted state funerals for Presidents Eisenhower, Reagan, Ford, and then most recently, George H.W. Bush. Mr. Carter, by the way, delivered one of the eulogies at the Ford funeral there, and today, President Biden will give one of the eulogies at the Carter family's request. You're looking now at live pictures of the U.S. Capitol as they begin this ceremony. Let's listen in. A majestic and somber ceremony befitting the 39th President of the United States. That hymn that you heard there was "My Faith Looks Up to Thee." And as you can see, the body bearer team began moving through those many steps down the east front of the Capitol, where President Carter was the last of our presidents to deliver his inaugural address from the east side of the Capitol. It's now on the west side these days. The pallbearers have brought the casket into the hearse. You can see members of the color guard there and the family watching this entire procession. And then they will make their way down Pennsylvania Avenue and through our nation's capital to the Washington National Cathedral, that grand and beautiful cathedral, one of the largest in the world, where there will be more than 3,000 people to attend that state funeral, and all of our living presidents will be there. It'll be incredible to see all of them together to pay tribute to former President Jimmy Carter. I want to bring in our congressional correspondent, Nicole Killian. She is there on Capitol Hill. Nicole.
Well, Nora, I think what is so remarkable about this moment is I think back to 2 days ago when President Carter's body was brought to the Capitol, and we watched with poignant precision as his casket was carried up the steps into the Capitol Rotunda. Of course, we just witnessed them being brought back down. And of course, and now as he departs, it's just a few hours after sunrise and the dawning of a new day and really a new era for this country as we transition to life after the 39th president. It is his legacy of service that brought so many people out here to the Capitol over these last 2 days. I spoke with a man who traveled all the way from Minnesota who said Jimmy Carter was the first president he ever voted for, a grandmother with her 11-year-old grandson who was a fan of presidential history and admired Jimmy Carter for being a Sunday school teacher and building homes, and a pastor that I spoke with who really applauded Jimmy Carter for wearing his faith on his sleeve. And so just like in Georgia, where everybody has this personal connection to Mr. Jimmy, so too did many people not only have personal connections, but also personal reflections on the 39th president. And so whether for our viewers, whether people had an opportunity to get here to Washington or not, today on this National Day of Mourning is really an opportunity for everyone to take that collective pause, that collective beat to reflect on the life and legacy of Jimmy Carter, not just a former president, but a humanitarian as well.
So beautifully said, Nicole Killian on Capitol Hill. Thank you so very much. Let's bring in Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes. She is at the Washington National Cathedral. Good morning, Nancy.
Good morning, Nora. This majestic cathedral, the second largest in the United States, sixth largest in the world, was designed to be a, quote, great church for national purposes, and that is exactly the role it will play today. Some 3,000 people are expected to attend this state funeral, and Jimmy Carter will join the pantheon of presidents who, as you mentioned, have been eulogized here as well. This will be the first time since 2018 that all of the living presidents will be face-to-face in one room. Back then, it was George H.W.'s state funeral that brought them together here, also at the National Cathedral. It was a young Senator Biden, who was one of Governor Jimmy Carter's earliest supporters for president back when he was a long shot candidate, and they stayed close throughout the decades. I was there in the Plains, Georgia, when the president and the first lady paid a visit to the Carters shortly before Rosalind Carter passed away. And President Biden has been asked to eulogize Jimmy Carter today. He's been asked by the Carter family. Two of the other eulogies, Nora, were actually written years ago by men who have since passed away. One is the late President Carter's predecessor, President Gerald Ford. The other is his vice president, Walter Mondale. In fact, Ted Mondale said this week that he actually didn't know for years that his father had written a eulogy until he was contacted by the Carter Center. They remained close throughout their lives. And so the sons of Gerald Ford and Walter Mondale will be delivering their father's eulogies here at the National Cathedral today, which should be a very touching moment.
Incredibly touching moment, and we are going to talk about that presidential odd couple of Jimmy Carter and Gerald Ford, who Jimmy Carter defeated, and then they became close friends, and Carter speaking at Ford's state funeral as well. Nancy Cordes, thank you so much.